Hey everybody, Goat from Goat and Hog here, and I am here to talk about the Microsoft Elite wireless controller. Now it is a wireless controller, but the first thing you'll probably notice over here besides the controller is this cable here. That is a charging cable, or you can play it directly connected in case your batteries are dying. Now we'll come back to that in a minute, but that's going to be important to note. Now what do you get here in the whole $150 package? That's the current asking price at the time I made this video when it first came out. You get 3 different sets of sticks. You get 2 each of those sticks. You get the regular height, the medium height with the dome, and the tall ones with the same old default top on them. You get 4 paddles on the back. I've got 3 of them attached right now, and 1 of them back here just so you can see it. 2 of them are shorter than the others. You can see the length differences here in the case. I have 1 of the other ones in the case here as well. And you get 2 different D-pad styles. So you also get the case as well. Now, all this, the case itself, pretty cool. The USB cord, that's about a 9-foot cord. That's great. It allows you to reach out and be able to sit across the room if you need to. Could you do it without the case and maybe save $25? That'd be cool, but it's not an option right now. Maybe they'll come up with it later. But anyways, let's get that sucker out of the way. Well, it's a nice case, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I could just play and not need the thing and save me $25 and I'd be happy. So, how does this all work? Well, one of the things I want to talk about first off is that this thing is metal. These parts, I should say. You hear that? They are metal. So the way they stay on here is a simple lift and reset down. They're magnetic. Now, the first time I saw something about that, I was like, well, there's no way in heck that's going to stay on there. But sure enough, it does. I've played a couple of decent gaming sessions with it, playing some Halo and playing some Destiny and some Smite. And all of those, they all stayed on there just fine. Nothing ever wants to come off. The motion around them is very fluid. It's got these metal inserts rather than the plastic. I didn't feel any of that grinding or the plastic. It was very nice. The finish is a smoother finish, almost like, I hate to say, almost like a leathery finish. A nice smooth leathery finish versus the hard plastic on a current one. They also have here on the bottom these rubberized grips to help grab on there, so that's real nice. Seeing as we're looking at the bottom here, let's talk about that. Now you can see I pulled one of the paddles off because the paddles themselves I don't like. I like to grip the controller really heavy right here. That's the way I hold it, and because of that I really can't use that one here on the bottom where it would show up. It'd be right there, and I had a lot of trouble and I cramped my hands up. But that's besides the point. You may or may not have that issue, and if you do, you can always do like I did and just take one of them off. Also on the bottom here, you can see these switches here. I'll toggle them back and forth, and what those are trigger stops. Makes it so there's the short pull, and there is the long pull all the way down. Big difference? Not really. It's a little bit different. I don't know. I currently play with because I've been playing some shooters, aim down sight being a shorter. And I like the full trigger pull because I feel like I like to know like I'm doing something. Let's get that foam out of there. That foam came in with the box too. I'm not exactly sure where it went in there, but oh well. Also of importance, you'll see here the dome, the battery cover. What's interesting about this, and very, very important to note, is if you have an aftermarket charging station like I do, you have a cover like this with a battery on it. Or a battery hole here, I should say, in it, so that you can charge your batteries. Well, it's not going to fit. They don't line up anymore. They changed the way that those work. So you used to have these 1, 2, 3. You don't have those anymore. You have the 3 in the center. So you're going to have to use that USB cable. That's what I want to talk about coming back to. You're going to have to use that, or I guess you could throw your battery pack in there and just leave it uncovered, but that's not really my thing. So I'm going to look into getting myself a charge and play kit, at least one of them, which I assume that's why Microsoft did it. Now these paddles, how do these come in and out? They just bloop, like that. They come out, and you want to put it back in. They snap in there with a magnet. You let it go. Those little green guys are actually what's getting pressed that set it off. So this is easily just comes out. Let her snap back in. You can feel the magnets as they pull them right in there and slam them back home. So the overall feel of the controller itself, I was actually impressed. It's heavier. It's the same size, but it is heavier. This finish is easy to grip. You can see it's going to get like some oils and stuff. You'll end up with buildups around it as they go. So there is that. If you're an aesthetic person, maybe you want to wipe it down. The ability to take these things off, hear that metal again, and put them back on with such ease is so nice. Because if you were going to get yourself an aftermarket controller from some other places, I looked around at it once. You ordered once and you got a very specific set of thumbsticks. Which ones did you want? Well, I like to mess around with it. It turned out after messing around, I settled into I like the shorter stick for aiming, and I like the taller dome stick for moving, so when I click down to run, it doesn't dig into my thumb. I actually have a callus on my thumb, and I wore this all flat on my other controller from on this one from pushing forward and down like every shooter does to run. Other than that, I mean, I would say without the case, if you could get this thing for $125, I'd jump all over it. For $150 with the case, it's up to you. One other thing about it, the feel in the hand, I should talk about this. I'm the type that plays, if you saw me hold it earlier, I hold it like this. Now that is like the old school controller way to hold things. It's pretty comfortable. One set of fingers up here. Now if you move to two, oh, this controller is a dream. These two fingers down here end up being right where you need them to be. You're gripping it with the palms of your hand to push them in there and hold everything. I'm just not used to that. I can do it, but it's not a very comfortable thing for me. It can be done. If you're that type of controller holder, you're going to love this thing for that. The tactile feedback on these, by the way, you can hear them clicking. Real nice. If you like mechanical keyboards, you'll love these sort of things. They feel real good. You can change all these paddles to say, okay, what do you want them to do? You got two different selectors back and forth from, oh, hey, I'm playing Halo. Oh, my buddy wants me to come over and pop over and play Destiny, where, you know, I need to have a slightly different loadout. I like to change the buttons up. There you go. You're playing Smite, you're playing Destiny, whatever. You flip them back and forth. That's really cool. It's really neat. It comes with, or I shouldn't say it comes with, you can get some software from the store. It's free. It's an app that will remap the buttons to whatever you like. You can actually make these even like click down on the stick, so if that's your melee or your drop shot, if you're playing Call of Duty later, you can do that. The only caveat, of course, being at this point is the back cover being different, so that's important to note. Other than that, I really like it. I've been a big fan here. I probably wouldn't have spent $150 on it again. $125, like I said, I would have been comfortable with at this point after using it. I still like it a lot. I don't know how to give it a rating, you know, out of 5 stars. I'd give it 3.5 to 4. You know, I would have liked to use my old cover instead of having to buy something else as well, and that case is going to be useless to me because I just leave the stuff sitting there on my stand. So I hope you liked the video. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to post them up and I'll answer them best I can. And make sure you stay tuned to the channel. We should have a lot more content coming up here now. And you guys take it easy and we'll catch you on the next one.